In the sacred space, we remember we are designed exclusively to shine. Loved one, you who are made of gold, behold, beautiful soul, El Sol, radiating within you. Kings and queens, rise from the ground, speak out loud to the universe, I am love. I am loved. I receive love. Love flows abundantly. Love is surrounding me. Love is healing me. Love is me.
Good morning, Unity Community. My name is Deb Philby, and I am on the staff here at UCOP. And this morning I'm joined on the platform with one of our board members, Patrick Andrus. So whether you are joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, if you are here in our new sanctuary space at PlexPod, as a member of the staff or one of our volunteers, we say thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for being a part of this community, and welcome. This morning we are joined by the incredible music talent of Terry Swope, our wonderful music director Fred Albers, and Reverend Jackie will be concluding her series, Love and Miracles, Heal the Sick and Raise the Dead.
And just a reminder, our second open house is today, and that is at 11:30 to give you enough time to get here. When you enter, please enter from the Flum side that will be closest to our sanctuary.
Thank you, Patrick. And what kinds of places can they check out here in the building? What might be available?
So the sanctuary is obviously going to be the big hit. So we've got lots of really modern AV and stuff like that, audio-visual for those of you not so tech savvy. And we've got the reception area, which is pretty cool, and the kids' rooms. So we've got a game room that I know the YOU is really going to love, and also some of the classroom areas.
Wonderful. Oh, and hospitality. You can come check out one of our 2 hospitality areas that when we are able to meet back in person, we will be able to take advantage of. So we look forward to seeing you at 11:30 today. In Unity, we honor all paths to God. We believe that all people are born in original blessing. We honor and affirm people of all creed and color, ability, sexual orientation, and gender expression. We preach, teach, and believe in your wholeness as a beloved child of God, and we value that gift of diversity to the world. We come together each week to remember and remind each other who and whose we are. We light the Christ candle that symbolizes the Christ light always present and brightly shining in each of us. As we behold the light that we are, let us affirm one of Unity's founding statements of truth. Together, there is only one presence in the universe, and in my life, God, the source of all.
Our vision together through the growing movement of awakening.
Wherever I go.
Special reason to be thankful, no list of blessings to inspire gratitude. Unity author Reverend Eric Butterworth wrote, "Same spontaneity as being happy. It simply flows forth from within and becomes a causative energy. With a thankful mind and heart, I release worry and frustration, trusting that my every need will be met. I discover more of God's presence in myself and others everywhere I go. I see possibilities for good, even in challenging circumstances. Eager to share my thankfulness, I welcome opportunities to be of service to others, just as I gratefully accept blessings shared with me. I live in the flow of life, love, peace, and abundant beauty. I am thankful." And our verse for today, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18.
Thankful. And so we open our thankful, grateful hearts into this time of prayer. We expand the heart space, knowing that we are always held in that one holy presence in the universe. We are always animated in that loving presence, and we are so grateful for this truth. We are so grateful for the opportunity to be truth knowers, light bearers, the bringer of miracles and love. We are so grateful that this week in our nation, we have seen the life-giving breath of justice in a way like never before. We are grateful for the opportunity to be accountable, to be the bringers of justice. We are grateful for the opportunity to be accountable, for the knowing that, yes, all lives matter. Each and every life matters, and so we continue to lean in, to push ourselves into this knowing in ways like never before. We face the shadows of our own marginalization. We face them not in shame, not in despair, not in hopelessness, but we face them knowing that we are the light bearers, the miracle bringers, and that we can together collectively create a new day and a new way. So we breathe life, we speak life into the shadows. We are the presence of hope. We are the presence of truth. We are the presence of the beloved. And it is in this knowing we one more time say simply, thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for all this and so much more. We say amen. Now is the time in our service where we bless our giving, our opportunity to engage the power of abundance, the presence of abundance in this universe. And so as you prepare your love offerings and tithes, knowing that you can go online at ucop.org/giving and give securely through Tithely, or you can prepare an envelope and mail it to our new spiritual home here, Unity Church of Overland Park at Plexpod Lenexa, 10,000 Marshall Drive. Whichever way is easiest for you to participate in this radical generosity, knowing that we are so grateful for the many, many ways you give of your time, your talent, your treasure, and your tithe. You are the reason we are a thriving spiritual community, and it is your act of giving that perpetuates the life-affirming, life-giving nature of who we are. So with that knowing, let's speak powerfully our love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am joy-filled and grateful. And now it's time for the band to go crazy.
We sat down in the midst of what seemed like madness, but something in your smile was egging me on. We made up a dream and we called in some magic, like a feeling in a beautiful song. Well, it was out of thin air, it was out of the question, but we were thinking way outside the box. We were halfway to heaven by the time we got to lunch, flirting with the future when all at once it was wide open. Yeah, miracles all over the place. It's a wild notion, just like child's play when your heart's wide open. Following this bliss ain't no typical journey. There's hardly ever a straight and narrow day. It's a wide road of freedom, it's lush and it's curvy, and love will never stop along the way. I've been changing the way that I look at things, 'cause lately they've been looking back at me. Must be some kind of spiritual conspiracy, like we're all in this together, and the possibilities are wide open. There's miracles all over the place. There's a wild notion, like child's play when your heart's wide open. I've been changing the way I look at things, 'cause lately they've been looking back at me. Must be just some kind of spiritual conspiracy, like we're all in this together, and the possibilities are wide open, with miracles all over the place. It's a wild, wild notion, like child's play when your heart's wide open. It's wide open, miracles all over the place. It's a wild notion, just like child's play when your heart's wide open.
Thank you, Terry Swope. Our hearts are wide open for you and your gift of music. Thank you for that blessing. Oh boy, do we know love and miracles. We're going to wrap it up today. So, healing the sick, raising the dead. On our first Sunday, Water to Wine, I had the water, which I turned to wine. And then we talked about fish stories, and Deb Philby brought in a fishing pole. And today is Heal the Sick, Raise the Dead. I got nothing. A whole lot of ideas and thoughts about what it means to be life-giving, life-affirming, and to be in it with our master teacher, Jesus, because we are in a universe that is always unfolding. The days of dial-up. You might get on that search creative at the beginning in our feels by today's standards very clunky in joining and talking to anyone from around the world, to the point you can get a watch and tap right in a notified if anything happens anywhere that you might be interested in. Was said with device. You might get fed some content. Be you in the world. Very exciting if you just look at the list, your own activity online. And in the context of what we're talking about today, healing this about how often you have, and what that experience is like for you. 87% of people turn to Google before they ever call a doctor. 87%. And if you have talked to any healthcare providers, you know how thrilled they are when somebody comes into the office. Well, I was searching on the internet, and this is what I think I have. And what happens when the search results come up and you find whatever your symptom is might be normal? You keep looking because it's not normal. What do you do then, right? You look for trauma, for death, for anything that you might be afraid of. And I don't say this lightly, because we are concerned for our well-being. We want to live. We want to live well. And if there is something happening in our bodies that seems like it might get in the way of that, we are concerned, rightfully so. But what I want us to look at is the method in which we examine our own wellness and well-being. Are we searching for the sickness? Are we searching for the sickness? You know, Jesus of Nazareth, by and large, is known for his healing powers, for his healing experiences with people, by the way, which he never claimed to have healing power. Every time he healed someone, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Your faith, your action has made you well. Go in peace. Raising the dead. 3 times he raised the dead before he got to himself. 3 times he raised the dead. Get up. That was his command. Get up. And crowds were following him in droves. Crowds were following him in droves. And history has allowed the Jesus story to become somehow entangled with our thoughts of life, death, and most especially the afterlife, what happens after death. But I think the question we need to work with today is not, is there life after death, but is there life before death? And how do we live that life? Is there life before death? Are we so preoccupied by our symptomology, by what might be happening to haste us to the grave, that we are missing out on the opportunity to live fully, which is what we are called to do? What in us needs to get up? What do we need to call out? Compassion, self-compassion, get up. Faith, get up. Hope, get up. Justice, get up. Are we so preoccupied by our own trauma and our own pain, our own discomfort, our own fear, that we are sitting unaware of our own power? Are we sitting disconnected with the essence of life in us that is, like I said at the beginning, the universe and even in the midst of our darkest day, fun miracle? That's a great place, say, with the idea that he could, by speaking to his cells, by engaging spiritual regeneration, that he could, in fact, live forever. And at the age of 93, he said, I fairly sizzle with zeal and spring forth with a mighty faith to do that which ought to be done by me at age 93. I fairly sizzle with zeal. I think I just pulled my back. And I am nowhere near 93. I fairly sizzle with zeal and spring forth with a mighty faith. Faith, get up to do that which ought to be done by me. Done. Action. Do. We are called to be the givers of life, the bringers of miracles, the makers of our own manifestation that is the expression of God, that is the unfolding of that divine presence, that one holiness that is each and every one of us, whole in each one of us and whole in the collective of us. And when we get obsessed with the physical process that we might call deterioration, we just accept it. It's just your eyes, they're going to get bad. Everybody told me when I hit 40, which was not that long ago. Just give in. Get yourself some cheaters. Just do it. Your body, your knees, your joints, you're going to need, take some collagen. You're going to need it. Go to an endocrinologist. Get on some hormones. You're going to just do it. You're going to need it. And there is nothing wrong. I'm not dismissive in this piece of Western medicine, of any kind of medicine that supports our well-being. I'm not dismissing that. What I'm calling us up into is awareness of how we engage that process. What assumptions do we make along the way? Can we, as Charles Fillmore suggests, not study death and deterioration to figure out how to live, but study life? What if, when we have a symptom that is concerning, instead of going to Google and searching that symptom, we go to Google and search the life-giving opposite of that symptom? How do we get more of that? Because that's what we want. Instead, we learn all about the disease that we probably don't have. We might learn all about the 4 or 5 diseases that this could be, this headache that I get every year during allergy season might be a brain tumor this time. It might be a stroke. Strokes run in my family. It might be, we just go wild with it. But what if I have a headache? What is the power of my brain and my body, of my physical symptoms, to be in the flow of life, to be in the unfoldment, the becoming, the flowering of everything it is called to be? And I focus on that. Not to our detriment, not to miss anything, to not miss an opportunity where we need to go get support. Let God be in the medicine. I'll say it again, let God be in the medicine. But what are we doing from a spiritual standpoint, a psychological standpoint, to support the very natural flow and power of life that is always in us, that is always being us? This is the opportunity. This is the calling. This is what it means to be a Unity Truth student. This is why thousands of people used to gather at Unity Village in the tents to be healed, to experience this prayer treatment that resulted in healing, that was life-affirming, not shaming, not judging, not criticizing, but was affirming life as you, just as you are. We are always in a state of life and death. They are not destinations, they are modes of being. So are we going to live from a mode of life, or are we going to live with the mode of death, which is despair? Life is freedom. Life is imagination, it's creativity, it's unfolding, it's expanding. Death is despair. Death. When we think of a challenging situation, and you might judge yourself and say, well, nobody's dying here. People have it worse than me. But what you're really saying is, I feel like I'm dying here. There is some measure of despair that is not life-giving. So our calling is to step into that flow that is expanding, that is life-giving, that is the essence of God in the universe as you and in your life. And this power is already in you. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. You don't have to go anywhere to get health, well-being, or life. It is already done. It is already you. So we just breathe into this truth, knowing that the universe is dynamically involved as you. The universe has already chosen to be itself in, through, and as you. So we are just called to get into that flow that is expanding, that is life-giving, life-affirming. That is the love, that is the miracle. And we perpetuate it. We breathe life into it with hearts wide open. Namaste.
Following this bliss ain't no typical journey. There's hardly ever a straight and narrow day. It's a wide road to freedom. It's lush and curvy. I'm loving every must be some kind of spiritual conspiracy. We're all in this together, and possibilities are wide open. Miracles all over the place. Yeah, it's a wild notion, like child's play when your heart's wide open. It's wide open. There's miracles all over the place. It's a wild, wild notion, like child's play when your heart's wide open. Hey.
Oh my, heart's wide open. But let's just settle in. We're going to do a little time of meditation.
Center into this moment, knowing that all is well. Knowing that in truth, with each and every breath, we are supported fully by that one holy presence in the universe, God, the source of all good. We allow the breath to flow easily. We allow every care or concern to be right where it is. We don't have to fight with it. We can bring it to the altar. It can sit here with us. We can hold it, and we don't hold it alone. We hold it together. We don't have to shed anything in order to be worthy of a simple meditation. We don't have to be anything that we aren't. We don't have to force worthiness. It already is. Just as you are, just as I am, just as God is. We are held safely in the presence. And so it is in this safety, this safetiness, this holiness, this sacredness, this wholeness, we allow ourselves to know that in us, which is sick, that in us, which is experiencing a death. We don't look away in shame. We allow it to be held here in this safe and sacred space, in the strength of community. We allow it to simply be, that we may know it by name. That we may be the healers of our own souls. That we might say, get up to that in us, be it a dream, a hope, an ambition, a goal, a relationship, an experience. Whatever it is that is lifeless in us. We allow the Christ to move in, not because it wasn't there, but because we just didn't know. So we bring our awareness to this moment. Christ moves in and we say, get up. That which is lifeless in me, get up. And we breathe life, we speak life. Simply through the presence of love. And we remember to breathe. We breathe in love. We exhale love. This breath, just at the physical level, is a miracle. This breath at a spiritual level is a miracle. You, beloved, are a miracle. So we allow ourselves to bathe in this truth, that we are not alone on this journey. The universe is dynamically involved in our being, and it is the nature of our being to expand, to become, to flower, to blossom into the infinite. We take this life-giving, life-affirming truth into silent reflection.
presence of the living God at work, moment by moment, breath by breath, action by action, thought by thought, step by step, moment by moment, in the presence of the one, in the presence of the truth. All is here, all is whole, all is well, all is well. In the presence of the one, join us. In the presence of the truth, all is here, all is whole, all is well, all is well. In the presence of the one, in the presence of the truth, all is here, all is whole, all is well, all is well.
Gotta start that over, friend.
There we go. Here we go.
All right. I've tried running when I was scared. I've tried lying when truth be dared. I've been hiding in the dark, hiding and waiting and hoping for a spark, hoping for a spark to save me from the dark. But you can't receive if you don't believe. You can't receive if you don't believe. When I'm open to Spirit's call, I can rise up and I won't fall. That's the promise in all we do. The universe wants to give it all to you. Give it all to you. That's the promise in all we do. But you can't receive if you don't believe. No, you can't receive if you don't believe. You can wear it on your sleeve. You can't receive if you don't believe. No, you today. We can dream a better dream that way. Why not believe in each other today? We can dream a better dream that way. Hey, why not believe in each other today? We can dream a better dream that way. Why not believe in each other today? We can dream a better dream that way. Yeah. Well, you can't receive if you don't believe. You can't receive if you don't believe. You can wear it on your sleeve. You can't receive if you don't believe.
Woo-woo!
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, we've got some life-affirming music going on up
Yeah.
in Unity Church of Overland Park today. So
And Tiffany, I just want to thank our tech crew. I have thrown them so many curveballs this morning, and I'm glad they're here. And I'm glad Terry's here, and I'm glad I'm
go,
here.
tech crew.
Yeah.
Well, big shout out to everybody who gets this shindig put on every single Sunday. It's a good job, and it feels really good in here. So thanks. It does, doesn't it? So thanks to everybody. Y'all probably know that we are having the last open house for coming to the Plex Pod and kind of checking it out today, right after the service. And if you've been missing our coffee time, tea time, chai time, Zoom moments after each service, those will resume next Sunday. And so please look for that link. It'll always be coming out in the Friday e-blast. And so just get on that link, and we can all reconnect again next Sunday for Zoom time. Sorry, I'm out of breath for some reason. I think I was dancing too much. Anyway, and then Sunday, May 9th is Mother's Day. And so all out for a couple of weeks now, that inviting anybody who wants to submit a photo of somebody that really represents that divine feminine spirit, somebody that really helped bring you up in with the divine feminine. That in your life, go ahead and submit it to Deb. The cutoff for that, or kind of the deadline, is May 2nd. And you can either email a nice clear clean photo to Deb Philby at d.org, or you can call 913-649 before or May 2nd. It's out. Reverend Jackie is going to having a much-deserved, much-needed day off. And, not May 2nd, May 9th. I'm sorry, on Mother's Day. We'll be Swall. Sit if you amazing. And to help us celebrate Mother's Day and all of the divine feminine. Am I switching microphones? I am not switching microphones. Okay, hold on a second. We are working it out today. It's going to be all right. You just hang in there with us. We're all full of love, right? And everything, no worries. And that's actually it for the announcements. And so we're going to close out with more music, with prayer, and to stay grounded in our mission statement. Thanks for coming, everybody, today.
Thank you, Tiffany. We really appreciate you providing the announcements each week and the way that you just show up with your energy. I saw you back there dancing and shaking. And thank you so much for your group yesterday, too, that was at the stream cleanup. That was wonderful. We love the pictures. We'll put some of those on the e-news. So we want to just take this moment and just drop into our heart space a little bit and do the prayer for protection. But before we do that, I just want to send a shout out to Pam Enlow, who has provided the beautiful flowers for us that we have on our altar back here. They are lovely dogwoods today, dogwoods and hostas, and thank you. She's been helping me to be able to name my plants, so thank you for that. But it's beautiful, and every week she brings us something lovely and beautiful, so thank you, Pam. So let's just take a moment and say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And now let's say our mission together. Unity
The
Church of Overland Park transforms lives and empowers people to make a difference in the world. And next week, Unity Church of Overland Park will welcome back vocalist Willis White, and the message next week is Get Out of the Way. And now, let's welcome back Terry for a final song. Oh, sorry. Let's correct that. The message next week is Born in Original Blessing. I need to stick to my notes, apparently. So Born in Original Blessing is the message next week. Let's welcome back Terry Swope for a final song, Get Out of the Way. And I need to get out of the way right now.
Is it working?
Running around fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Just get out of the way. 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 Get out the way and let God do His thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Take a deep breath, cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You could change what is if you wanted to. You just get out of the way. 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 Get out of the way and let God do His thing. Get out of the way, my friend Albert. Shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise fast. Don't say so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed and dig it up to see if it's growing. You get out of the way.